A couple episodes ago, you two, Ian CK and Auden Groff, had a small debate. Today, we're going to have a big debate. We're going to find out who is better able to articulate their side and come out as victor of your previous debate in this bigger debate in this episode of Humor Highwire. So the topic today is going to be, I've already chosen your sides, by the way.
What?
It's very important that I did this, and you'll see why. So,
Okay.
Auden Groff, you will be, and I'm sure you'll be happy with this, you will be debating that Breaking Bad is a better show, more iconic, and more timeless than Avatar: The Last Airbender. And Ian, you will be taking the opposite side. All right, so in typical Humor Highwire fashion, I have not decided who is going first, and I also have not set up a picker wheel, and I also have not readied the coin flip. So here I go. I'm gonna share the coin flip. Actually, I'm not. You guys are just gonna have to believe me.
Sure, yeah. Who's calling it?
Who has more points? All right, Ian, you're gonna call it.
Okay, tails.
Okay, I'm flipping. It's flipping. It's flipping. It's heads. It's
Cool.
heads. All right,
So Justin gets to decide whether he goes first or second.
Yeah, Auden Groff, you can choose whether you'd like to go
I'll go
first
second.
or second. Okay, you would like to go second. So, in that case, I guess I have to start a timer, right? That's usually how we do this.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think we've changed to like a 1 minute per section format.
I feel like if you win the coin flip, you get an extra 15 seconds.
That
No,
is
what I'm gonna do
I feel
instead,
like it might be
actually,
like that.
what I'm gonna do instead, actually, because you said that, I'm gonna give whoever goes first the additional 15 seconds because that seems fair, actually.
That's rough. Buddy.
So, Ian, let me know
Yeah.
when you're ready.
I was not as prepared for this as I thought it was, but I will do my best. I am ready.
In 3, 2, 1, timer starts when you start.
Okay, so Avatar: The Last Airbender being a more timeless and culturally significant piece of media than Breaking Bad. The easy shot is that Breaking Bad is live action and it shows pieces of technology and things in the real world. So as far as timelessness is concerned, as time goes by, it's going to age more and it'll be seen as older. So if you look at it in that lens, it's not as timeless as a piece of animation would be. But then again, you know, animation styles can whatever. So on the reference of being culturally impactful for a group of people, Avatar: The Last Airbender has been extremely impactful for a large swath of people across, I think, a couple generations, actually, touching on themes of unity and doing what's right and trying your hardest, even though things might not seem like they're going to turn out very well. A lot of universal themes that I think a lot of especially youth need to hear about to encourage them to do the best that they can in every single thing that they do. Plus, it's got some pretty awesome...
No, you're done. You're done. You're finished.
That's my opening statement. Yeah, okay.
All right. So let me reduce it down to a minute now for number 2.
Breaking Bad is a monumentous piece of cinema history. It features important messages in terms of symbolism, dynamic cast, unforgettable acting performances, and stunning direction by the likes of Vince Gilligan, who demonstrates mastery in camera angle, blocking, and scene manipulation, character development, and teaching the less spoken about lessons in life. I venture to say that most who walk into Breaking Bad will leave with something new gained from watching the show. And it's not going to be a repetitive message that they've had hammered in over and over and over again from every other TV show that they've seen previous to it. There is going to be something new for them to take away, visually or thematically.
You're done. You're finished.
Perfect.
I like how
Now,
whenever it's done,
would
you're
you
just
like to share?
"You're there."
Would you like to share your script screen real quick?
I don't have one.
You were reading.
I don't have
You were
one.
reading. Listen.
No, I was writing
down.
I was writing down counterpoints.
Oh, that
for
is
my
a good thing to do.
opponent's statements, but I do not have a script.
Okay. Well, we're going to call this second portion the meat. So, Ian, now is the time to get into the meat of your argument.
I'd like to hear about how when you watched Breaking Bad, you didn't feel that way.
So start whenever you're ready.
It's unfair. That's an unfair thing to ask of me because I've never watched it.
Okay, noted. I didn't. By the way, I wasn't talking or anything.
Didn't we also establish that you've never watched Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, as I stated.
No, I don't believe you.
What happened in book 2?
Book 2 was the Ba Sing Se, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Which Ba Sing Se was in all 3 books.
Book 2 was the main, like when they first get there. It was post Water Tribe.
This guy hasn't seen Avatar.
I've seen Avatar. In fact, I watched it with you as a kid.
You don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
This guy doesn't remember Avatar.
All right.
That's not what we're debating, though.
So, I'm just going to put this out there before I start doing my actual thing here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose because I wasn't ready for this. But, okay, so here we go.
You had like a whole month.
Yeah, I forgot that we were going to do this, okay?
I wasn't told we were going to do this.
Yes, you were. You were told the same time that
Whoop. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, you just have it locked and ready because you're a cinema guy. So, like, okay.
Well, see, you might have some good arguments. We'll see.
I mean, okay, so my initial, like, argument against the majority of what my opponent has said was basically he used a bunch of adjectives to explain how the making of the show was very good, which that's great and all. But it really depends on how the show makes you feel and the things that it makes you think about, which, you know, based on what he said, seemingly it does that. But I'm not sure what kinds of themes or lessons or whatever is being referenced because nothing specific is really said about that. Avatar: The Last Airbender has awesome martial arts sequences that are based off of real life martial arts, which is really cool. And it also exemplifies the outlook and mentality of each of the individual nations based in what they use as their bending styles. And the world building, as far as that's concerned, is pretty fantastic as far as that goes, because some pretty deep thought has gone into that, as well as the geography of where these different nations are located and how they function. So that's pretty deep and that's pretty cool. And as somebody who likes to do world building as like a hobby, I think that's pretty great. I like it a lot.
That was like right on time. Good work.
Thanks.
I almost want to give you the whole debate point for that. For being right on time. I
feel as though our moderator might not be impartial.
I've seen both shows and I like both shows a lot, so I'm pretty impartial here. I would not give up one for the other. All right. Your job today is to convince me. Convince me which one's better. And I think neither of you are going to be able to do that, so I'm going to win the point. Adengroff, it's your turn.
I love how we're just changing the rules as we go along.
Okay.
Chaos.
So, here's the thing. When it comes to deconstructing why Avatar is not as important to cinema and film as Breaking Bad, there's several angles you could approach this from. There's antiquated animation, where just like 90s anime, this animation will age poorly and eventually become outdated. Repetitive symbolism elements, a lot of the plot points, because unfortunately it's children's television, are overhammered in and repetitive based on previous iterations of media. My opponent also has no idea how my series functions or anything to do with it. He used martial arts as a major talking point for why Avatar was a significant piece of cinema, which there's a billion pieces of cinema with martial arts in them. World building, I like to leave that to Tolkien and some of the more, prolific creators.
I'm really upset that you're trying to make martial arts seem like it's not a big deal, especially with Avatar, where like they extensively study.
I didn't say it's not a big deal. I said it gets special.
No, we can't do that now because this
I'm
is not
arguing,
part of the.
But I don't like that.
Okay. Wait, I need to fully process the malarkey that just spewed forth. Okay.
We are now to the bones or what we call the closing statement, the bones.
Okay. I thought we got two meats.
Did
Do
we
some
get 2
cheese?
meats?
Yeah, we're supposed to get 2 meats, I think, right?
All right, so we get the bun, the meat. Now we're at the
The
cheese, I guess.
Yeah, this is the cheese.
Or lettuce.
This sandwich of the debate. Debate sandwich. Okay.
Right. Debate
Okay.
sandwich.
Debate sandwich. Okay. All right. So here we go. First of all, claiming that there are a billion things that involve martial arts, maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but I get where you're coming from. But I don't appreciate how reductionist that is, because the martial arts in general is affluent throughout the entirety of the human population, and the richness of culture that goes into the different styles and functions of different martial arts is multitudes. It's huge. So that sounds very reductionist to me. And essentially what you did as far as the world building thing is concerned, you basically went, yes, world building is an important thing for any work of fiction, but also I don't like anybody who doesn't do it than the people that I think should be doing it, which seems pretty elitist. I don't know how I feel about that. You still didn't talk about any specific themes or lessons that Breaking Bad talks about. Yes, it is children's television, but the themes and the lessons are timeless, which is why it works. So yeah, they might hammer it home like a bunch of other things do, but they do it in a way that's different than what other things do, which is why it's good. As far as like the animation and stuff is concerned, Breaking Bad's
You're
going to degrade
finished.
the same way.
Okay. All right. So,
Wait, I didn't say you could start yet.
okay.
You may now start whenever you're ready
It's
on
10
your
seconds
cheese.
off your timer.
Okay. So, talking about themes in Breaking Bad, well, there's so many that you could dive into. Each season tackles a different spread of themes. For instance, you have the theme of the pool and the visual symbolism for that and what it means. All of these wealthy people with empty pools and how that has to do with their consciousness and their souls and how empty they are as they follow these corrupt pursuits. You have the decay of the moral fiber of characters over the course of the show and how dynamically they can convey that without slamming exposition in your face. They have color symbolism and how that can represent emotions and elements and ways characters are feeling internally without them saying, "Grr, I'm angry." Instead, we see the screen flooded with red and we can interpret that and be smart as viewers, and it's memorable, and everybody who watches Breaking Bad talks about the color, talks about the visual style, talks about the
You're finished.
memorable moment.
I didn't unmute in time, so you actually got an extra 2 seconds.
Nice.
We are now to the butt bun.
Butt bun.
The butt. You only get one butt on this bun. The other side is the white bread without a butt. I'm constructing this debate sandwich as we go. All right. So,
Okay.
all right. We are. This is the
closing
butt
statement,
bun
go for
or
it.
the closing argument, closing statement. Whenever you are ready.
Avatar: The Last Airbender as a entire package piece of media content has timeless themes that are consumable for people of all ages. Are there points of it that are not super great as far as production is concerned? Yes. But overall, it's a very good piece of content, in my opinion. It's also been shown to have a lot of memorable moments, especially if you're able to pause things on certain frames. There is an entire meme culture around memeing Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff. So memorable moments, no shortage of that. Plus, you have all the things that I mentioned previously that make it memorable, that make it deep. Yes, it's children's content, but again, it has lessons that are easy to consume for children. So it does get its message across, and it does do what it's supposed to do, and it will last a long time as far as that is concerned. And I think it's been very impactful for the youth that engaged with it.
9, 8, 7.
I'm done.
6,
I'm good.
5. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So closing butt bun side of the bread argument from Ottengroff now. Whenever you are ready.
All right, viewers, let me ask you a question.
And
Do you
listeners.
want easy or do you want real? Do you want redundant or do you want fresh? That's the core difference between Avatar: The Last Airbender and Breaking Bad. Yeah, you can get the easy, low-hanging, redundant fruit of Avatar: The Last Airbender, or you can dig in to real lessons, to fresh takes and presentation. All the good that he just said about Avatar, Breaking Bad has all of it, only it does it better. That's the difference between these two shows. Visually, stylistically, character-wise, thematically, Breaking Bad is nothing but an upgrade on Avatar: The Last Airbender. I close my statement.
12, 11,
I'm
10.
I feel like this is an argument that could stretch much, much longer, but
For sure. For sure.
it's like,
Oh man, I almost wish I was debating because the amount of straw manning, the amount of misplays I just saw.
I wasn't ready.
You didn't straw man. He straw man. You let him get away with it.
I wasn't able. I saw it there, but I have a minute, and I need to get my points across. And it's like, you still never gave any actual lessons. You were like, "There's the
Yeah, that was a
symbolism
misstep.
of empty souls." Like, okay, but that's not lessons. You talked about lessons, and there's no lessons.
When you said that, you misstepped, and I feel like Autograph has to get the point here. And here's what I would have done if I were in your shoes. Your cheese portion, was it your cheese portion where you said, "Oh, well, you haven't given any lessons"?
I
Like he
brought
hasn't
that up.
proven the positive of his point yet. Essentially,
I brought that up in meat.
The meat?
I think, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
No, you
Yeah.
brought it up in the cheese.
I think I
yeah. You brought it
in
up in the
both.
cheese.
But yeah, okay.
So when it would have been better to do that during
Right
the
in the
closing
beginning.
argument,
Yeah.
because then it turns his closing argument into a rush. I got to get my points out.
I gotta justify what I'm saying. Yeah.
You got to remember, debates are not about proving who's right. It's about winning the debate.
Yeah. That's why I've
You,
never been a very good.
What you did in basketball, we call it a layup.
Is it?
But yeah,
What
there's
it's called?
tons of symbolism in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Even
It's-
like
there's-
color symbolism. There's very like for a children's show. There's actually like more show don't tell than you would think,
There's a
and
lot.
there's way less like verbal exposition than you think.
Yeah.
Problem is, your opponent knows film.
Yeah. That's I'm arguing against a freaking cinephile. So it's like I'm sitting here on like freaking 5 hours of sleep and like doing college work.
Man,
and it's like,
that one
let me
hurt me.
debate some shows with a cinephile. I got this.
And the best part is, I forgot, or
Yeah,
maybe
no.
even didn't pay
See-
attention in the first place, so I did that off the top of my head.
I will say that was very impressive. How you just immediately were like, "Let me tell you why you're wrong." Bah, 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 bah. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And my best argument was, "Well, you said a lot of things about how it's nice, but you didn't say anything about how it's good."
The art in Avatars, like the whole martial arts thing, is
It's
super
phenomenal.
impressive because it was like 1-for-1 depictions of actual martial arts in an animated form. It was amazing. Yeah.
And the specific picks for the martial arts were so specifically tied to the type of bending because of what the focus of those particular martial arts are.
Yeah.
Like Bagua for airbending. I mean, you
Yeah.
watch airbending, it's all this circular motion and fluid movement. That's why they use Bagua for it, because that's exactly what it is. Hungar for earthbending is deep stances rooted to the ground, rooted to the earth. Northern Shaolin for firebending because it's very aggressive, it's very attacky. There isn't a whole lot
slow
of...
your roll. We're not in the debate anymore.
I'm just saying. A lot of thought went into stuff. Tai Chi for waterbending because of the flow. Like, you could go
Yeah.
into a whole diatribe about the choices when it comes to the martial arts aspects of bending in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then applying that to Legend of Korra as well, where they get a little bit more modernized with it, but they still hold true to the base of the styles that the bending is based off of, and they still animate it well, but they make it look more MMA, which is interesting and still technically accurate to how you would apply traditional form to a more realistic fighting style.
Remember when you had a whole meat and cheese in the debate
Bro,
portion, and
I
you didn't
wasn't
say
ready.
any of that during the meat and cheese?
Yeah, but
Also, if
it
you
took
had
me
brought
3
that up,
minutes.
if you had brought that up, the easy counterpoint is to say, well, that's one element of the show.
Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah, one of like 4 at least.
Was
There
You
was
only have a
fire,
minute.
water, earth,
Yeah.
and air.
I was just gonna say the problem with doing a debate structure that's so tight on time is you can't get into all that stuff. You can't talk about all those things. You have to like make 3 points and for 15 seconds each, and then hope it sticks.
That could have
That's-
been your cheese.
It couldn't. It took me 3 minutes to
cheese
explain all that.
Supposed to be the. No, wait. The meat is supposed
Because-
to be where you counterpoint, and then the cheese is where you
No.
build. Oh, it was the other way. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Top bun is your opening statement, but meat and cheese can either be countering
They can be
your
whatever.
opponent or building on your own arguments. And closing statement is closing your arguments. But meat and
Counterpoints are
cheese-
better served in the cheese.
Counterpoints
Unless
are better
you're going
served in the
second.
cheese. Yeah. See, listeners, viewers, there's a whole like tactic system to this now that I don't know anything about. I'm gonna go crash course how to debate because
Debate
here's the thing:
structure.
I'm not good at debating. I'm good at explaining and potentially trying to convince people. That's not debating.
This is a funny segment because you're not trained in debating. I hate debating, and he loves debating.
No,
Oh.
I don't love it. I don't love it.
That sounds like somebody who does love it that doesn't want to admit it.
This is coming from the person who, I'll disclose this, in private life will go on and say he's looking for a debate sometimes in the friend group.
Okay.
Never done that.
Okay.
Never.
I feel like
Never baited anyone into debate. I never played devil's advocate.
that's false. Super false. Super false. I don't have any distinct memories of this, but I feel like that you have specifically done that thing to me at least half a dozen times. So, you know what? Get out of here with that malarkey.
The best is when you get the no, you're wrong.
Yeah. Wild statements come
Nuh-uh.
out. Yeah. No, you're wrong. Yeah. And then just Jim gets get angrier and angrier.
No,
and he's
you.
like, no, you.
Yeah, shout out to whatever his name is. Get a life, brother.
I must be the
No,
only
you.
one who reads all the comments. I read all of them, guys. You will catch my eyes.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this debate. Clown Clune did not tell us who he thinks won.
He
I
did.
did.
He said I won. Very
Okay.
distinctly.
Oh, yeah, he
I'm
gave the point to him.
pretty sure Ottengroff won.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, he definitely won that. I was bad.
He won the debate. He did not convince me that Breaking Bad is better than Avatar. I still feel
I
like
venture
they're
to say
both
it'd be very hard to
close.
do that in 4 minutes.
I venture to say it would be nearly impossible to convince me of that.
If you guys want to see a longer form version of this debate where both of us maybe are a little bit more researched and have more time to make our points,
I would
let
love
us
for you to
know.
watch. I would love for you to watch Breaking Bad because you would be completely dissuaded after you.
You know
did
what?
that.
Okay, here we go. Viewers, listeners, if we get, I don't know, let's say, if we get 1,000 views on this video collectively and 20 comments across the board asking for us to do this, I will watch all of Breaking Bad as quickly as I possibly can.
God,
And we will do a long form structured debate on whether
that'll
or
take
not
a year.
It won't be hard. Actually, it won't
will
be
be
hard
hard.
because you won't want to put it down.
Okay,
It will be hard because it's long as fuck. Season 3 is like fucking 27 episodes, and they're all like hours long. It was the longest season. I remember that, and it took me like fucking 2 months to get through because it was so long and drawn out.
Regardless, listeners, if you want this and you do that, I'll make it happen. I'll watch all of Breaking Bad, and we will do like an hour-long segment, like 15-minute blocks for debating or something like that. We'll get it structured out, and I'll research how to debate so I do it better. And we'll have the big slobber knocker debate, and we'll find out once for all
Slobber knocker debate.
which one's
Avatar
better.
fans, this is your only hope for redemption. You better show up.
Wow,
When everyone needed
Rude.
Ian most.
I vanished. It was just the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Humor Highwire. Welcome to Humor Highwire.
Bye.